Everybody, we're going to do a weekly energy update. My patrons get this ad-free first access. They do get intuitively guided exclusive content, access to the Be the Change courses, and the yoga playlist on request. So big changes this week. Really exciting week. Jupiter's moving into Cancer. There's some spicy squares happening, which are actually culminating in certain cycles. And again, that would depend on where things are moving in your personal natal chart, and obviously just your personal life. How are things going? So Jupiter in Cancer ingressed into Cancer yesterday. It's June 10th. I'm a day late. Some of you know I've traveled to Canada. I'm visiting my family in Canada. And today is actually my niece's birthday, so I've been busy making her a little card with lots of little diamonds on it. And it's been so lovely, and actually in many ways representative of the Cancerian signature: home, family, roots, right? And the sun obviously is moving through Gemini. There's a lot of fire and air energy starting to pick up the pace. So, even being at home, having increasing conversations about the nature of addiction and self-responsibility, and certainly looking at the collective phone addiction. I posted a little bit about apathy and how psychological warfare and mind control is sort of breeding, and of course our mind control, phone addiction, addicted to information, can be in many ways breeding a sense of apathy. At the same time, we are witnessing more rising. So collectively increasing awareness around the geopolitical affairs and how that is connected to the long-standing historical framework of oppression, control, domination, divide and conquer, more truth tellers, right? More whistleblowers, and Sagittarius signature. So we have a Sagittarian full moon. That's something I've obviously put in the title because I do want to talk about that. The Jupiter ingress is very significant, and it's a year-long transit where obviously our lunation cycles are a little bit speedier with regards to how they're moving through the skies, right? So we feel those ebbs and flows of the lunation cycles. And this Sagittarian full moon is a culmination of seated intentions, or again, things that we were maybe working on back in September. I think it was around December, around December 15th last year. So we might have been processing, going over things that are now culminating with regard to our ability to see the truth, or see things more clearly, see things for what they are, right? And of course, as uncomfortable or destabilizing as we might think that is, it does set us up to be able to move forward in our integrity, right? And of course, Sagittarian is that truth teller, is a teacher, it's the bow, it's the archer, right? So we are really now looking to expand our consciousness in our integrity from a place of truth and authenticity. For some reason I'm hearing not cruelty. Okay, authenticity is not a cruel signature. It's just not people pleasing. It's not overly nice. It's honest. But authenticity has nothing to do with cruelty and meanness and again, division, because a greater, higher harmonic of authenticity is recognizing our common humanity. Every single one of us, no matter where we're from, no matter the color of our skin, no matter the gender, no matter our class, we belong here, we deserve to be here, and we share these lands, right? We share these lands. So the increasing rise of empathy, also anchoring in the authentic signature but remembering that authenticity embraces empathy, right? So increasingly calling out the cruelty, calling out the war crimes and the things that are going on, and more people getting triggered into deeper empathy, which really has a lot to do with feeling the suffering of the world, feeling the suffering of the world, not taking it on necessarily, but empathizing with it, and then being moved by the emotional alchemical work that we can do to empathize with other, right? And this is where the empath, the narcissist, that kind of, these are, to me, there's still a lot being worked through, especially because all at once we're kind of endeavoring to heal core wounds, which are stemming from childhood, and yet they're broader within a kind of karmic collective energetic signature. So we can be awakening to higher energetics. At the same time, we're still going to be led to heal the emotional frequencies, the cellular density of our ancestors. And this is why talking about this stuff and actually coming out of the so-called logical rational mind and being in the feeling sensing body is expansive. And again, that's part of the higher base tone of Jupiter as a teacher. It's not just like teaching within our school framework, and because we're going to be even seeing more dissolution of those power structures, which includes the medical system, education system, right? Like, we're not in a creative, expansive signature or collective agreement. We're in an oppressive, systematic, control-based, thus fear-based system of control, right? So Jupiter now wants to Jupiter, but Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So this is where I'm getting it kind of, I'm interweaving the words, but really I'm speaking to that Sagittarian full moon, shining light, seeing truths for what they are, thus triggering any healing or shifting that needs doing for us to expand into either being a teacher, being a leader, and or even our own self, going into higher education, but higher education not from a limited systematic imprint, in fact shining light, or learning about quantum mechanics, or learning about astrology, or learning about our own beingness, right, through the yoga, through the meditation, again through emotional alchemy. That's always something that I'll want to talk about, because it's such a blind spot, and it's invisible, right? We talk about beyond the veil, we talk about the invisible realms. That can feel really exciting, but often is the case, it's the uncomfortable emotions that are triggered within us that we want to bypass, that we want to project onto other, that we don't want to own, that we just want to like brush things under the rug, which is fine, right? There's it's just that to each their own. And the way I see the evolutionary expansion of our humanity are more and more people anchoring in their deep knowing and truth to then align with different constellations and basically, grow new earth and create new earth through the congregation of those really anchored, authentic humans who are working in regenesis with the land, with other creators, other activated creators, right? I.e. teachers under the Jupiter, or there it is, teachers under the Sagittarian signature. To me, it's like a cosmic expansion. It's higher learning, but it's higher learning beyond even what we would say, like, higher education in academia. But this is like higher education with regards to our cosmic, I just got a word in, but I just lost it as well. Our cosmic inheritance, you could say, right? What we are more, like, again, I often think of Star Trek or Star Wars, interstellar, intergalactic travelers. So I have made notes. So couple things that come up for this week And again, maybe just follow your flow, follow your nose, and seek out some different information about these transits. Different things and different teachers might resonate with you, right? So we are looking at, I'll go from today, it's June 10th, right? I'm really putting this marker as the week ahead, so June 10th to June 17th or 16th, really. So Jupiter in Cancer, this simple message that I was getting is really about home, mother, and mother can be looked at as like the greater earth mother, earth station, that we are all being mothered by because she's a shared home in this great cosmic order. And then protection and matriarchal wisdom. So there's like a sort of, you could say the divine feminine, but even when we overemphasize the polarity of that, rather than being the authentic human being that we are and not being so anchored in indoctrinated, systematic division tools. So we are all simply beings, whole beings, with full spectrum, light, dark, good, bad, right, wrong, right, shames and joys. Like, we have these sort of expansive, dualistic energetics that we are endeavoring to rise up into a greater harmony. And again, but that if we're coming out of what collectively we call patriarchy or a patriarchal system, I'm not saying all the women are going to take over. It's that we are beginning to open up to a more matriarchal and or circular understanding of how we can interrelate here. And that means adopting the best bits from the patriarchy and looking at how we can evolve more matriarchal, or you could say more communal, more earth-based, more of like the idea of like protecting mothers and protecting children, and as communities raising families together, not in these separate nuclear, although I must honor, the resilience of humanity. And despite the hardship, the struggle, the intensity, the beauty we can see in family, in the innocence of children. Oh my God, I'm warmed by my own connection and having nieces, and just the innocence and the beauty, and then like my sister and brother-in-law and how well they do, within the difficulty and the challenge and the inflation and the increasing food prices, blah, 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 right? Like, and how important friendships are, and how important extended families are, and how important healing really is. Because I know for certain, if I hadn't continued and persisted with my own shadow work and my own healing, that I might have remained estranged. And some of you know part of my own story is actually like having a phase of no contact with my own mother, being essentially estranged from my Canadian father and sister and family for the best part of 20 years, having this psychological massive breakthrough, and my sister and I being able to effectively heal. And like, I can't, just the profundity of, and like the weirdness, because like not like unconsciously being in denial about stuff with regards to the connection to the mother, and then seeing even like narcissistic abuse and neglect, and like lifting a lid on stuff, and okay, so having a psychological breakthrough, whoa, holy shazam, did not see that. And then the denouement of like the grief, the next layer level of deeper shadow work, which essentially is the core wound, right? Like healing those threads, seeing more clearly. And again, I've spoken about this for all the years I've been on the internet, really, but when we talk about these energetic shifts, they are visceral. Like, you feel it in your body. Me healing these core wounds, I now feel more whole, more grounded, more connected, more, right? Which is also part of the Sagittarius full moon, the Archer expanding our consciousness, but from a place of wholeness, with Jupiter coming home into Cancer. Again, we all feel at home. And because for years, even though I had the kind of cosmic wisdom and a kind of accessing higher intelligence, I didn't have a home. I didn't have a place to land. I wasn't safe. I kept going from, because part of my childhood trauma was not feeling safe at home, that, and or even believing that I didn't really deserve a home, or like that I didn't deserve to exist. So repeatedly attracting in narcissistic and or people that I would allow to use and abuse me on their own terms, people that would steal my ideas, people that would evict me, people that would find their own wiggly, wonderful ways of getting my attention, of kind of, yeah, dictating. And then finally, like, the bubble bursting and being like, man, I don't want to live that way. I want to have a safe home, and I want to have a safe space I know I can create in my own heart and my own body, and I know I deserve to live that, and I know that I have the means to do that, and etc., etc. So through our lived experience, we're able to share and teach, right? And then, so I'm gonna now look at the notes I've got for the Sagittarius full moon expansion, and I have the rise, pardon me, the rise of true teachers and spiritual philosophers. And then the two, it's sort of like going together. So with the rise of true teachers, we have an increase of like sort of spiritual philosophizing. And then that energetic of anchoring in a greater kind of connection to true teachers, we're also, and we are already seeing it, but the demise or the break of false gurus and prophets. So people that are still anchored in old control patterns and use different manipulation tactics, or are just not anchored in the truth for themselves, and so are false leaders, false prophets, false. And I mean, we're seeing it as we continue to shine light in the field, as we break down these horrid atrocities, and again, look at the historical framework and understand how and what manipulation and gaslighting and control tactics and self-serving kind of language or whatever. And the more of us that awaken to that, it's like shining light on the other, shining light on, and it's simply the karmic rebalancing. You know, it's not even like the truth sayers or the true teachers have to like do anything. It's just that people will receive their karma through losing their audience, or people will receive their karma when they're held accountable for their actions by international tribunals and courts, right? So it's like, it's all, and then more people awaken, and then more people stomach the brunt of their previous actions. Just like a lot, like I think of infinity loops, just like a lot of us have been doing for the duration of our lifetime, basically. Yeah, false prophets exposed, empires fall, which we're witnessing in real time. Empires fall, which is, again, it's almost like those based on the false matrix or the false gurudom, which on any level is this idea that our savior and our the master teacher paradigm versus like a reflective, that we're all teachers and students all the time of life. You know, the expansion of our consciousness is that we're all at home and deserve to be here, and that we're all teaching and learning all the time. And then small earth, led from within. Again, matriarchal might not be the right word, because we're still looking at like a polarity construct, but more community earth-led movements. Earth being the primary caretaker that we honor and reverence, and work with the teaching of earth as well, remembering the regenerative, but also the slow. I'm hearing kind of qualitative, so a quality energetic in connection to earth, which then helps us slow down and heal, which then helps her slow down and heal. And then she's always going so, but like, you know, and like more people leaving cities, more people leaving corporate jobs. I'm hearing something about like the medical industry as well. So there's a lot changing, and I'm here for it. I have two big grand cardinal crosses in my chart. It's been a pretty dynamic life. But I have no doubt there's an entrepreneurial, like all that cardinal energy is like, get out, get up, do it. And then my Capricorn ascendant with South Node right there, it's like the discipline to be showing up all these years. And even I think about my yoga career, you have no idea how many years I would just got to the mat and practiced on my own volition, you know, like just practice this yoga, read all the books I could read, just practice, and then one day, you know, being asked to teach, and then eventually working on manifestation and writing down how much I needed to be earning teaching yoga to then be able to afford my own apartment, and then on it goes, right? And now, in a sense, just simply being able to live in harmony and balance, where I don't have to overwork, but I have enough yoga clients that pay me well, through 20 years of cultivating a certain level of expertise, right? But really, it's almost like an accountability partner where I just show up for them. Let's breathe. Let's sit and meditate. Let's move our bodies. And then working on the internet, where wonderful people on the internet book tarot readings. I want to do a quick card pull. I just looked up at 22 or 22 it is, but that's been a recurring number for me, 22. Divine guidance, loving clarity, divine guidance, and loving clarity. Ooh, good morning, coffee. There's an energy of not seeing certain things coming, or I'm really getting a feeling of a kind of progression that we could have been in a bit of grief. We could have been doing, oh good, oh, it's happy birthday, Reba! Shall I finish this reading? And then, oh look, I've got this little thing for you, and then I'm gonna get more for you on Saturday. There's the birthday girl on this Jupiter moving into Cancer, all these challenges. Okay, so the moon is this beyond the veil, and the energy I'm getting of like how this is flowing in is that 5 of Cups is like, we have been doing a lot of shadow work. We've maybe been grieving, maybe letting go of old pain, old cycles of hurt, losses, right? And retreated. I really get this, like, we're in this retreat, and then the moon is like, what we're not going to maybe see quite so quickly is how quickly things are going to start moving. Because I really feel this momentum that processing grief, mourning the pain, or feeling the cruxy anger of all of that emotional work, and then the hermit, you know, being withdrawn, and yet the hermit, there's this light that is guiding the hermit, and then there's the Knight of Sword, and this is somewhat coming quickly. So hermit mode, and then boosh, oh my gosh, idea, I'm gonna move toward that idea, or somebody's coming in to help us move forward. Now, we obviously know that we have to trust the intuition. We have to trust the intuition, there's definitely a Knight of Sword energy, and so for some of you, there's somebody younger, or you're the younger person. I get this too, like you're maybe focusing on the pentacle that, ooh, that's nice. I've got a little bit of armpit showing there. Nine of Pentacles is really focusing on the pentacle. At the same time, some of you might be experiencing a bit of a downturn. So there might be a sense of not quite having as much as you want or need right now. That could, okay, some of you could actually be mourning like being laid off, or not getting like the job that you want, or like an investment being a bit rocky. Yeah, some of you, okay, and this is like, it's sort of, there's like a mix of vibratory, because some of you, it's, you're being let go of a job that you don't like anyway. Right? Like you're not, you probably felt like the boss. Okay, babe. You probably maybe felt the job that your boss was a bit of a douchebag. That your boss is one of those people that abused their power. At the same time, the money was good, but then you're like being laid off, so you're like, oh God, I should have left that job a long time ago, kind of thing, right? And that's where it's like, whoosh, we're having to really dig in. So like, yeah, I mean, there is some nice energy here though with the 10. So part of the guidance too is like, trust the intuition. When things start to fall, we have to dig into that trust of like, even when things are going rough skis, that is for our highest good. We have Uranian activity. Uranus is moving to those end degrees of Taurus after 7-8 years, right? And that's a fairly long time. Like Chiron's getting ready to move into Taurus. Like there's so much potent outer planet activity moving into new signs. This is where it's like by the end of the year, a lot of people, their lives could be looking very, very different. And so for some of you, there is like a lot of fives, like a lot of processing pain, a lot of feeling left out. Again, on the surface, things could be like, oh, why is this happening? This is so unfair. Losing a job or losing a source of income. But truly, there's something that maybe you can't see, but like, it's pointing to happily ever after. It's pointing to maybe for some of you a divine union. It's just that in this week, energetic, it might be a bit intense, okay? Prickly, like people we meet and or us, our energy, and this can also be indicative of those squares, right? I'm pretty sure it's Saturn. So Jupiter squaring Saturn. That's right, yeah. So at the beginning, those anaretic degrees, Jupiter moving into Cancer, and then we've got Neptune, actually. Neptune and Saturn at the anaretic degrees of, and this is again part of a cycle that we've seen in Jupiter's relationship with Saturn, and now squaring off where, oh my gosh, and part of the Sagittarian signature with the Sagittarius full moon is truth. Seeing things, like having psychological breakthroughs, seeing things more clearly, knowing that person never cared the way we thought, or that we don't actually want that person in our lives, or seeing big collective awakenings, like our governments don't give a holla shazam, or that person, that guru that I followed that I thought was the legit awesome ain't who they say they are, or like this tribe or crew of people I suddenly don't resonate with anymore. So it's our personal truth in alignment with a kind of quantum cosmic expansion in a higher learning base tone. It's Sagittarius in the mix, and Jupiter being at home in Sagittarius, but now it's in Cancer and it loves being in Cancer as well. So it's wanting us to come home. It wants us to come home and be safe here and make a loving home for everybody. We can't do that when there's all these false gurus and all these people abusing their power and all these people who lack empathy and higher intelligence. Genuinely see that. The people who are using brute force and deception and manipulation to get their way, like, that's not a higher any kind of anything. It's base. It's in fear. Right? So, okay, some of you definitely, because there's 10 of Cups. Knight of Swords moving you forward out of hermit mode. This is definitely coming through as like some of you have been single. There's, you maybe changed careers or you're having a bit of financial difficulty. You're not going to see it coming, but your ships are coming in because in this High Priestess, the ships, she's opening the veil and the ships come in. After I lost my job, oh God, right? Like there's not enough money, there's not enough resources. I've been left out, but I don't care. My boss is a douchebag anyway. And then there's suddenly this pickup, this forward momentum. Again, this is kind of coming out of nowhere. That could be part of the thing is too, okay, trines are meant to be awesome. Sextiles, awesome. Squares are, oppositions, right? Conjunctions, super potent. But for me personally, that was when I had my psychological breakthrough around my own core wounding, was Jupiter, Uranus conjuncting my natal Chiron. Hi. It's wild. And that's part of it. When you're really open-minded and open-hearted, it's like you can see the evolution that you're just always learning. So why would you want to like pretend to know everything? Hi, false guru, right? Or even this false matrix paradigm with these leaders. Bow to the leaders that are, again, from a more empathic perspective, that are genuinely wounded juveniles. Like they're grown men who you kind of get a sense are little frightened 5-year-old boys. I want this. This is my place. And it's incredibly sad and tragic that this is the way of the world, and these people have been given access to weapons. Not to mention media manipulation and the people that are culpable and so who knows? I mean, again, there's a lot of us over here that are completely reliant on miracles. This is pure miracle zone over here. There's no worldly power. So it's all like any people just even coming across these videos to me is miraculous. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to manipulate in the marketing, and also never really aligned with that. Genuine, just somebody in their bedroom or in their room or whatever they're doing, living life on the edge a little bit. It's never had that kind of support system in a worldly way, but I'm thankful and have had a lot of like amazing divine experiences and experienced pretty divine miraculous healing and regenesis through conscious work, through meditation, through shadow work, through emotional work, and just felt guided to be like, hey guys, internet people, you don't actually need lots of money to do stuff, and you are free even if you're being told that you're not, and we are powerful even if we're told that we're not, that we do create, but it's not, to me, about manifestation. Let's make more money and pretend like that's the be all and end all, because for a lot of us it ain't. Like I don't want bigger, like the simplicity, connection to the land, vision, right? I don't know, sometimes I do that. Neptune, vision. So, and a lot of you are probably visioning a conscious partnership, a partnership where you can be happily ever after, This is fulfilling a vision. And authority, 10th house, with Sagittarius in the Archer expanding. So, I mean, that simple message is just saying for some of you, so even if there's a loss in career or finances, there's gonna be a shift, an expansion of the career from a place of authority. Enabling you to make manifest a vision. I'm hearing like a long held vision. I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. Go hang out with my niece and have some birthday fun with her. Okay, have a great week ahead. I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and check out the shorts. Feel free to follow us on TikTok. I am on Instagram. I do not reply to DMs, okay? I am not using the WhatsApp anymore. I don't reply to DMs. I would never send messages, okay? And otherwise, if you want to work with me, you have to go through the website. In the description below, you can also join the Patreon. So as I said in the beginning of the video, Patreons get ad-free first access. So they're going to get to watch this video and chat on it before it gets released to the public. And my patrons also get access to some of the exclusive content, which other people either have to pay for or don't have access to. It's all intuitively guided, so it's great to be here with you guys. Have a wonderful week ahead. I hope it's dynamic and cleansing and expansive for you. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Peace out.